If there were no heaven, would you still choose the good? If there were no heaven, would you still choose the good? April 27, 25. Reverend Ron. Would you still live a life of love, service, and compassion if there were no promise of heaven, no reward, no divine quid pro quo? This question asks us to examine what really motivates us, eternal gain, or something deeper. If we take away the afterlife, is the path of goodness, or the example of Christ, still worth following? Theological view. Love without bargain. In Christian theology, especially its deeper streams, there's the idea of loving God, or living rightly, not for what we get, but for what it is. Saints and mystics spoke of goodness as beautiful and worthwhile in itself. Agape love, central to Christianity, isn't transactional, it gives freely. Christ's life exemplified this. His compassion, courage, and willingness to sacrifice were not driven by reward. He didn't offer people certainty, only a way of being, one marked by radical love, mercy, and justice. If we see Christ as a symbol of the highest good, then following that path without expecting heaven may be the purest expression of faith, or simply of integrity. Philosophical view. Goodness for its own sake. This question also echoes a classic philosophical dilemma. Do we act rightly because it's right, or because it benefits us? Kant argued that real moral worth lies in doing the good out of duty, not outcome. If we're only good to gain something, it's not virtue, it's calculation. To choose the good, whether that's Christ's way or simply a life of compassion, without reward, is to say, this matters on its own. It's not about payoff, it's about meaning. That's a harder path, but maybe also the more honest one. Personal reflection. Faith without guarantees. For me, this question feels personal. I grew up with the idea that the goal of life was heaven. But the moments that shaped me most, spiritually and morally, weren't focused on the afterlife. They were about presence, comforting someone, telling the truth, choosing love over ego. Would I still try to walk in the way of Christ, or simply in the way of good, if there were no reward? I hope so, because that way of living feels most real, most whole. Whether or not there's something after this, it brings life to what's here. Conclusion. The worth of the way. Maybe the real question is this: if the good life didn't come with a prize, would it still be worth it? If we'd still choose kindness, justice, and love, not for what they give us, but for what they are, then maybe we're already walking a path that doesn't need heaven to be holy.